Hello, welcome to Port Misery, a GH podcast where we try to figure out why everyone in Port Charles is so miserable this week. It's Tara, y'all. Yes, a month strong. I'm like, I be trying to get these out by Saturday because if I give myself till Sunday, it's just a wrap. I'm gonna be like, I don't feel like doing it. And so I'm trying to get it done, get it out. If you like what you're hearing, feel free to like, subscribe, do all the things. Trying to remember that too. Trying to like get my house in order. If more people have been subscribing on like Spotify and YouTube, I don't know if that's like an option on Apple Podcasts or any other podcast stuff. I don't really be knowing about other podcast stuff, to be honest. But I have gotten a couple more followers on YouTube, so thank you guys very much. Super appreciate it. And yeah, I'm trying to be more about it. Especially because I'm just giving myself less work by just like talking, because that's what people come to hear anyway. Like images are fun, but we don't really need them. But so it's almost the end of July, which is crazy because I'm so behind because I had a back week all this week. It was so bad. It's just now feeling better. I'm still like massaging it, but it was just so distracting. So all I could do was literally like lay in my bed and watch GH and like scroll the timeline and stuff. And so I do have quite a lot to say today. So hopefully this isn't too long. Let's get some like regular stuff out the way from the week that I just couldn't fit into a storyline. And just stuff I wanted to get out the way. So we got a new scout. We knew this was happening. They announced it like a month or so back that they were Sorazing Scout up, which is good. The actress is really good. She's really good, which is why I feel like I can criticize her storyline, to be honest. Because if she wasn't that good, then I'd be like, well, we're gonna give her some time. We're gonna have her, ease into it. It's a hard industry to be in. It's a lot of lines to learn. But she really killed that shit. She really killed that shit. So when we get over to Delusional Hospital and I start going in, like, just understand that it comes from a place of respect. Because I literally had someone like quote tweet me and be like, "This is what y'all do every time I knew." First of all, who is y'all? I'm me. I'm one person. I speak for Port Misery, and Port Misery is one person. It's Tara. Like, and so once more, my opinions do not have to be your opinions. Like, if you 100% understand the storyline or you like it, that's totally legit. I'm not the authority on this. And I literally do not speak for other people. So like this like y'all, like who's y'all? I'm me. I don't know about other people. Like if other people are doing stuff, that's them. It's not me. And two, I'm just not gonna feel bad about talking smack about a fictional child on a fictional show. Like, what are we talking about? I'm going in on Rocco every week. Every week I'm going upside Rocco's head. So like Scout is not precious. She's not sacred to me. She's a fictional character. Like, let's do this. Like, let's be so fucking serious. But besides that, I just wanted to make that very clear because, like, I think the new actress is killing it. I think she's killing the game. I think she's one of the best young talents we've had on this show in a minute. And I pretty much hated almost everything that came out of her mouth this week. And I'm going to talk about it. Like, I'm going to talk about it. And it's completely separate from the performance that the actress gave. But I just want to make that very clear from the top that, like, the actress is killing it. And so, moving on, another thing that happened this week is Maxie's moving to Australia with her children. I think we all knew this was coming. We were kind of trying to figure out how they were going to usher Maxie off the canvas. Um I am going to be sad to see little Gary go, who usually plays James. He had to be recast because he got into an accident. And so he actually wasn't able to do those final scenes, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But I also think that the kid that they got did a really great job too. Like it was a pretty decent exit. And I'm not going to get into what's been going on with Kirsten Storms. If you know about it, you know about it. And if you know about it, then this shouldn't come as a surprise. Like, to be honest. And I think that, should Maxie have been in this like Cassius Clay Faison story? 100%. 100%. But obviously, other things were at play. We were aware of this. And me personally, I can't speak for anyone else once more, but for me personally, I wasn't going to be invested in seeing a temp Maxie play out this storyline. Like, this had to be Kirsten and Ryan doing it. And so if they weren't gonna get Kirsten, they might as well have just found a way to tell the story around her, which is what they did, to be honest. And I for, the circumstances they were in, I think they did a pretty decent job. And I'm not upset. Like, I'm upset in the realm of, like, I wish that Maxie was the character she was allowed to be 10 years ago, right? And we don't live in that circumstance. Like, she hasn't really been a driver of story in years. Like, I think her last major storyline that she was in the center of was that Brooklyn baby swap storyline. And ever since, she's kind of been periphery, she's been background, and, like, they literally had her son be her representative. Felicia shows up a lot more. And so I'm cool with Maxie and her kids moving to Australia. Do I wish it was a little closer? Like, we couldn't get a job in, like, Toronto or something, like, where James could come visit a little bit more frequently? No, but I'm not super, like, what the hell about this. I'm just very clear on the extenuating circumstances going on and the fact that Maxie hasn't really been a main character on the show for years. And so maybe we'll see a Sora as Georgie come back to town in a few years, or, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Also, some stuff I forgot to talk about last week, because I'm always forgetting something. There's gonna be some, and I was telling I was telling someone about this earlier, that, like, I forget one major storyline every episode, and I don't realize that I've forgotten it until I watch Sunday Shift. Like, until I'm in the chat watch with Sunday Shift and Tracy's bringing it up, and I'm like, shit. Like, that did happen last week, and I did not talk about it. And so the thing that I forgot last week, that usually I just, like, say forget it, it's too late, it's not relevant anymore, but it actually is relevant. It's Anna reading Brit for absolute fucking filth. She said, "You just like your raggedy ass daddy and your raggedy ass brothers. Only good person was Nathan, and he's dead." And Britt was not trying to hear any of it per usual. She's like, "I'm a victim." Like, I'm a victim. She kept saying things to Anna like, "You and me are the same." And Anna looked like she wanted to strangle her. Like, how fucking dare you? How dare you say that to me? But it's very important for this week in Anna's storyline, because Anna is obviously being peak Raven. If you haven't watched, I made a video about, like, what kind of bird most of the female characters are on the show. Like, if I can link it, I'll link it. But, like, I've never figured out how to do that. But if I can do it, I'll figure it out. But Anna was a raven, and she's in peak raven form this week because she's being haunted all over the shop. Like, she's super smart. She's figuring shit out on her own. She does not need to be told things, right? 'Cause she's problem solver. All corvids are. And she's being literally haunted. Like, Peter's just, like, kicking his legs up on her fucking desk, and she's being haunted. So we need to have that context that Anna is super anti-Brit. That's the only one of Faison's children that is still breathing, and she's gonna fix that. Like, she's 1000% gonna try and fix that. And so we'll get into that. Another thing, it's softball season. I feel like softball season came really late. I feel like they had so much, like, random stuff going on this summer that they were like, "Oh shit, it is baseball season. Crap. Like, let's start that." And so we had a lot of softball talk this week. We had, like, them trying to invite Dr. Spy onto the hospital team, and we had, like, Sunny and the horny DA flirting over it. It was very weird. But it's softball season. Wanted to get that out there. And just because I do not want to talk about it, I'm just gonna say it right here. There was a whack ass Chaylin scene where, they were like, "I love you the most." No, I love you the most. Do you want me to turn myself in to the police? No, girl. No, girl. Willow's gonna be fine. Great. Sure. Great. Like, if that was all the drama you give Jalen, then y'all can keep it. Y'all can keep it. I need him to find out that she was the driver that didn't run Jordan and Curtis off the road, that Jordan Curtis tried to run her off the road, and I need to see the entire town try to tar and feather her for this shit so I can jump in the screen and be like, "Brooklyn, get behind me." Like, "Brooklyn, get behind me. That woman did this to herself. This woman did it to herself. I don't want to hear this. Like, shut up, Chase. Like, shut up. And so there was that whack Chaylin scene. I just wanted to be like, oh, you forget. I didn't want people to assume the scene I forgot this week was their whack ass, like, I love you fest in Monday's episode. I didn't forget it. I just didn't care. But there was a great scene between Valentine and Alexis. And I love how we've successfully bullied the show into like not only breaking up Danny and Charlotte, but re-sibling like Valentine and Alexis. Like they are no longer cousins. They're back to being brother and sister because that's how hard we bullied these writers. We were like, no, 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 no. You are not doing Danny and Charlotte. They share too many DNA alleles. We're not playing this game. But they said gotcha double bluff because it looks like they're about to do Rocco and Scout under the guise that they don't share any alleles. Like they are not DNA, like biologically related. The Sante blood oath is broken. The Sante siblings no longer exist. Don't be mad at me, Aaron. I didn't do it. I did not do it, Aaron. Erin is she's one of my listeners, but she's also like one of my friends that I talk to on the reg. And so Erin, if you're listening, I know you are. I didn't break up the Sante sibling dumb. I didn't do that. That was Liz and Chris. They did it. And not only do like Charlotte and Danny hate Rocco, Rocco is probably gonna start making out with Scout a random parts of this town, and we're all just gonna have to live with it because we said we can't have biological connections and they said say less. Say less. We're gonna re-sibling Valentine and Alexis, and then we're gonna de-sibling Rocco, Scout, and Danny. So Danny and Charlotte could be beefing with Rocco, but not make out because Charlotte's now on her single white female of Emma, and because she wants Geo. We're gonna get into it. And Rocco and Scout can now start making out in the boathouse. That's the world we live in now. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. That's what they're about to do. They're 1000% about to do it. And so if you are about to start bullying them, I would start bullying them quickly because I saw it. I saw it when he was like, take this Gatorade, girl. I saw it. I saw it. So if you about to start bullying, you better start the bullying campaign right now because it's about to get messy. They destroyed the Sante siblings. Another thing that happened that kind of just doesn't fit in. I'll talk about it a little bit in Delusional Hospital, but Jason and Danny return. They came back. And Jason's still in the same outfit that he got beat from the head to the feet in. I feel like he has not changed his outfit. He's still fucked up. And it's like, it's been 2 weeks. Like, they literally just got in a car and started driving. Like, Danny was like, we made it to Montana. What's in Montana? What, you go see the Dutton Ranch? Like, to Yellowstone? Like, okay, but Danny and Jason are back, and we're gonna get into it. We'll get into it. So now let's go by storyline. So we're gonna start with Black Hospital. Not a lot happened with Black Hospital. Like we have a scene between Jordan and Michael where Jordan is asking Michael about the Ava Jerome Evil Burn Clinic in Europe. And it definitely seems like she's about to betray Curtis for Sidwell, or maybe she starts banging Michael. I don't know. Either way, those both sound like better storylines than her current storyline. Like her current storyline of being down for being a freaking side chick for Curtis. Absolutely not, girl. Go selfish. Go self-centered. He trying to stay with Portia. He's trying to move back into the clan shit with Portia. So, girl, go betray this man and fix your face. It's not even really betraying this man. It's just choosing evil. It's just choosing Mob Hospital. And so, like, yeah, choose Mob Hospital, fix your face, break up with Curtis, and start banging Michael or some shit. Do better, girl. Do better. But that's Jordan. She's over at that whack gym that's like that one room gym that has like 8 foot tall walls, but there's still like a climbing apparatus in it. Like there's a wall climbing apparatus. Like, oh, that whack gym. That whack gym. Let me move away from it. And so this is how messed up Black Hospital is. In my notes I actually wrote Curtis and Jordan named their baby. No. Curtis and Portia decide to name this baby Desmond. I don't know why they named this baby Desmond. How does it connect to anything? Like, why Desmond? I'm just like confused. Like, why not name him Marshall? Or they said Miles, and I'm like, well, at least there's some musical connection there. For some reason, Portia was like, what about Nathaniel? And I'm like, we already had a Nathan, and we're currently in the middle of that mourning him for the second time. So we don't need another Nathan. I don't even think Portia was in town for Nathan. So, like, girl, no, we can't do that. But they end up naming this baby Desmond. I don't that seems like a whole mouthful for a baby, especially because they were like, "Isn't Nathaniel a mouthful for a baby?" Not as much as Desmond. These are like the hardest consonants to pronounce. They're not hard consonants. Like, whatever. That's what they named the baby. I'm just gonna call it like random like baby, like the sainted baby of Black Hospital. Like, whatever. I'm not calling it Desmond. And I'm hoping that it's Isaiah's baby, and he immediately is like, we're not calling this baby Desmond. Like, Curtis came up with that name, and absolutely the fuck not. And so I'm hoping that this is like Desmond Astrid, and then we find out this is not Curtis's baby, and then we give it a better name. We give it a better name. And so if your name is Desmond, or if you've named your child Desmond, it's a beautiful name. And I'm just like a harpy shrew who doesn't have any children. I don't know anything. So make that very clear. So yeah. Yeah. So either it's a terrible name or I'm a harpy shrew who doesn't know anything. Those are the worlds we're living in. I'm Schrodinger's cat that. Moving on, because I know that Tracy's nephew's name is Desmond. So I can be a harpy. It's fine. And moving on, so like Curtis is with the baby and Portia, obviously, because Portia's there, and he's like, "Can I drive you home?" And she's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." Because obviously Isaiah's working, so I'm not mad about that. Like, it looks like he's at work, and he's just like, "Let me visit my girl. She just had a baby." It's not mine, but I'm gonna visit her anyway. And so she's like, "Yeah, you could drive me home," because Britt's about to give her the exam so she can be cleared. And he's like, "Maybe I just stay there." Maybe just stay there with you and this baby because, like, it's the baby's first night, and then maybe I just stay there for like a night or the first 18 years of his life. I don't know. And Portia, in her first move towards not being a fucking penguin, I was so proud of her. She's like, nah, you're not gonna stay in my house. Like, you are banned from the fucking clansion, you and that harpy witch Jordan, and we're gonna work this out through lawyers. Because absolutely the fuck not. You are not staying in my house. Like, and the only reason he asked that is because, like, obviously Isaiah has a key to the house because he set up all the baby stuff for her while she was in the hospital. And so essentially he just wants to be in this house so he can say, I'm in this house, and Isaiah can't be in the house because the whole deal we made. Fuck you, bruh. Nah. Do you, and like Portia was right. She was like, "Do you expect me to go to Jordan's house when you have little baby, sainted baby in Black Hospital? No, you don't. And so you can't stay in my fucking house." Loved it, girl. Be a lobster. Don't be a penguin. 100%. And so then you have Trina. Trina and Geo learn about their like record deal. The record guy is like, "I actually want to sign you both separately." Geo kind of crashes out and he's like, "Absolutely not. We've been doing this together for years." It's very like, how long have Geo and Trina been doing this, to be honest? Like, how long has this really been happening? Because like a lot of time frames were being thrown around. Like, "You've been working on this for years, Geo," and I'm like, has he? I feel like he just picked up that guitar like 8 months ago because he wanted to do music, but he's still weird about the violin. And so I'm like, what's going on? But they decide to like stay together and do this little like, are they a duet? Like, are they a duo? Like, I don't even understand. I thought he was just her accompanist, and now like they're a fucking duo. It's very confusing about Trina's music career. Um, but at the same time, Kai is like meeting with his like bestie from 2024 and talking about some 2024 beef. I said, what are they even talking about? Like, what time was he mean to Trina? And someone had to remind me of like, oh, remember when Kai got into that accident on the football field and then he was blaming Trina? I said, not bringing up like young adult beef from 2024 that was unconsequential at anything. Like, what? But apparently we needed that because at the end of the episode, yeah, so Kai and his friend meet up. Kai's like, "You were mean to Trina." He said, "I'm very sorry about that. I'm gonna apologize to Trina." Asked about her music career. Like, "Oh, I heard she's gonna be a singer. That's interesting. How do you know that? How do you know that?" But he's like, "Okay, well I have to." Kai's like, "Okay, I gotta talk to Trina." Trina shows up. Trina's like, why are you here? I remember the 2024 beef. He's like, I'm so sorry about that beef. Like, that's my bad. I'm trying to like get right with my friend here. We should hang out. And so Trina's like, cool, let's hang out. And then he goes and sits at a different table and starts leering at Trina. Put a pin in that. And then we go back to creepy record producer who's like, Trina's the real deal. Like, da 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 da. To like pretty much say that, make it seem like he was trying to get Gio off this record deal so he can only have Trina. So put a pin in that. And so then at the end of the episode, we see like this weird cork board of just pictures of Trina cut out, and we're like, oh, Trina's being stalked. Like, like Trina's being stalked. And I have to say, this is not a thing about whether or not Trina could be stalked. Yeah, she could be stalked. She's a pretty girl. And the stalker board didn't look stalkerish. It looks like something like a 13-year-old girl makes for their favorite pop star. Like, it looks like something that, like, freaking Hannah Montana's bestie would make because she doesn't know that she's Hannah Montana. And then, like, Hannah Montana, as her regular, like, Miley comes in, sees a whole corkboard of herself in the blonde wig and gets weirded out just because she's like, shit, my friend is my stan and I can't tell her about it. That's what the board looked like. It looked like a Hannah Montana stan board. And so I just think that we need to workshop the board. I think we need to workshop the stalker board. It's not giving stalker, it's giving stan. And I know that in the original Eminem song, Stan is the bad thing, but there's really levels to this now. There's like regular fan, like I like the music, I'll listen to it. There's Stan, where like I kind of semi hero worship, God worship this person, and I know everything about them, and I keep detailed cork boards of their best photos. And then there's like stalker, where you have like women's face cut out with the eyes poked out, and you're like superimposing yourself into the photos. Obviously they can't do that because then they'll have to tell us whether or not it's innocuous best friend from 2024 or if it's creepy record producer, so they can't do that. But you know, you would have yourself like superimposed into the photos. You're like burning Kai's face out of it and shit. We didn't get any of that. So I just think we need to reshop, like we need to workshop the stalker board. It wasn't giving stalker, it was giving biggest fan. And that's all I'm gonna say. But that's Black Hospital. That's what's happening. Jordan might betray Curtis for her face, just because it's not even a betrayal of Curtis, but like he will feel some type of way. He'll be like, you betrayed my honor code. We got Portia trying to not be a penguin anymore. Love that for her. And we have Trina being stalked. And so and apparently, like, Aunt Stella got a promotion. We'll get to it over at the next storyline. So let's go to Hospital. I haven't done these storylines in a long time, so if you weren't aware, Hospital is the part of the show that focuses on the actual hospital, General Hospital. It's crazy. And so over at the hospital, Dr. Spy, we learn, is the new cardiac surgeon. Yeah. Yeah. And and it's interesting because, like, obviously his name, was it Tristan Roberts? It doesn't matter. He's Dr. Spy. But that name is like an homage to Robert Scorpio, the actor who played Robert Scorpio. But also that job is an homage to Monica Quartermain because she was a cardiac surgeon. Yeah. Yeah. Remember Sunny bought the mob cardiac surgeon wing as an apology for killing her son? Yeah. Yeah. And so he's the new cardiac surgeon. He spars with Britt some more, who's waiting for some whack meeting to see if she's gonna get her job back, which she does, to be honest. Talk about it in a second. But that man is hilarious. He really has no time for Britt and her shit. He was like, yeah, you can have that whack ass room back because I went there and I saw the bathroom wasn't attached, and I said this is for poor people. This is for the unhoused. So I see why you like it, girl. And I called Carly. Lucas is there being like, that's my sister, yo. He's like, shout out to her. I called her. She said, no, don't even trip, boo. Don't even trip. I'm going to get you a room at the Metro Court. I'm going to charge you the same price. I'm going to charge you the Hoden over Bobby's price for this Metro Court room. Britt is fucking pissed. Britt is pissed. She's like, what the fuck? I saved that bitch's daughter. Is she out here making me be an unhoused person? Dr. Spice said, I don't know about that, girl. I don't know anything about that. I'm so sorry. But Britt gets called into the meeting with Stella and Liz. And I am confusion because I'm like, I thought Stella was a patient advocate. And Liz is the head nurse. Like, why are they doing HR shit? And then there's like, Britt has this throwaway line where she's like, I have to go talk to the chief administrator. And it's Stella. I'm like, when did Stella become the head of HR? What the fuck? When did that happen? So, like, because you got Felicia in the patient advocate role, now Stella is the head of HR? Or if you work for a hospital, because I don't work for a hospital, so I could just be super ignorant here. Is patient advocacy in the HR department? I thought HR just dealt with like employees, not patients. And so I'm confusion, but like Stella's the big boss that she got to get through next to Liz in a lab coat. I said, when do the nurses wear lab coats? I'm not saying they don't wear lab coats. I'm just saying when on this show has the nurses worn lab coats. But Liz was lab coated it up. Like she was lab coated it up. But they like take her to this meeting that I don't even think she needed to be at because like why are you making her do this? She does this shit all the time. She bounces out, she fakes her death, she does not call in, she doesn't do anything like that. She did all this bullshit while she was on probation the last time, and y'all still giving her job back. So what's the point of this probation? What is probation? What is probation if y'all don't care? If you don't care that Britt jumped Liz and locked her ass in the closet, gave her a concussion, because I remember the scenes because Rick was like, we're gonna sue the hell out of that bitch. Fuck her. The fuck is her problem? And so it wasn't like a little thing. Literally had Liz out on her ass. And Liz is out here like, girl, but you're a good doctor. You were there when that one woman who just existed to give Chaylin a baby died. Okay. Okay. But they're essentially like, yeah, girl, you can have your job back if you do a bunch of like menial tasks that are beneath you, to be honest. Like, you gotta like dab it up with these children. You gotta be the equipment manager for the softball team. You gotta valet park on the weekends. You gotta clean up the lab. You gotta jump on one foot every Thursday at 7. You got like all this unnecessary shit. Just very unnecessary shit. And it's like, the one time I was with Britt for a second was when she was like, are y'all just trying to get me to quit? Like, it seems like y'all making me do a bunch of shit. Like, I literally got to give y'all all 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week, or y'all gonna fire me. So, like, are you just trying to get me to quit so you could feel like we gave her a second chance, but she didn't want it? And Stella was like, no, girl, this is how you prove yourself to us. You prove yourself to us by dedicating your whole like 24 hours in a day to this hospital because you're a raggedy bitch. Now, like I said, I get where Stella's coming from. Like, girl, we own you. What you stay if you want to stay. We don't give a fuck. But if you stay in, you gonna do what we say. And I understand Britt being like, this is actually too much work. Like, what are you having me doing? Like, and it seems like y'all don't pay her enough to be doing all that if she gotta live at this holding above fucking Bobby's. Like, what is the other doctors getting paid? Because Dr. Spy is out here staying at a 5-star hotel. And he seemed like he could pay the 5-star hotel prices, but he got a hold in price, so he said, I'll just pay that. And so, Lucas seemed like he's all right. He's sleeping on people's couches, but it seems more by choice than because he's getting paid minimum wage at GH. So, like, what's going on there? But it doesn't even matter because, like I said, this is put to the test pretty much immediately because Britt later on the episode gets called down to the WSB and she doesn't even call in. She's not even like, hey, y'all, I just got called to this, like, spy organization, so I'm gonna be a little late. She just went to the spy organization. And when she gets to work and Liz tells her that she told Stella about what happened, she's mad at Liz. I'm like, girl, you are 2 hours late, which I'm confused about because you were only in that meeting for 10 minutes. You were in that meeting for 10 minutes, but you're 2 hours late. And so what were you doing for the other hour and 50 minutes? Because you were not at the WSB for 2 hours. Like, and she's really like, I can't believe this girl couldn't just wait for me. Like, girl, it wasn't 5 minutes, it was 2 hours. That shit's annoying when you work at Burger King, let alone when you're a doctor. Like, let's be serious. Like, I cannot with Britt because she just, like, completely refuses to acknowledge any part that she played in this. She's like, I am as big a victim as anyone. Like, girl, be so serious. But the last thing that happens for her is she sees Jason. Jason comes to the hospital to see her. And so, I mean, people get this is what I was saying about Jason and Britt. So obviously Jason saw Danny first, and then by extension, he ended up seeing like Willow, Nina, Scout, Rocco, Drew. But he went to see Britt before he went to see Carson. That's all I'm gonna say. Do I like it? No, but it is something that happened. It is something that happened. And so let's move on to Charlotte's hospital. Charlotte and Rocco got their own hospital this week. Lulu's going through it. Lulu's going through it because her kids are a fucking mess. Like, her children are a mess. And I honestly feel like she's not doing enough for them to be wilding out like this. Like, I feel like she's not doing enough. She does need to calm down when it comes to Valentine, but she's also not wrong to be nervous about that fool. Because I think that there's a difference between like the conversation of who Charlotte wants to be with, and that's a valid conversation. But that conversation is separate from the danger that Valentine actually imposes, and I feel like that sometimes gets lost. That like he is dangerous. They're not making this shit up. So but Charlotte has had enough with Lulu, and she just shows up at Carly's house with like a whole ass small suitcase. Like, I live here now. Like, I'm not living with that hoe. I know my daddy lives here. He live in the attic. I live in the attic with them. We gonna have attic family holidays all year round together. Um, I kind of love that Charlotte will accept any woman Valentine is banging that's not named Anna Duvain. Like any woman, any blonde woman he rolls through that house. She's like, "Mommy, that's my new mommy." Unless it's Anna Duvain, and then she's like, "Fuck that hoe. I'll take a bullet from her." It's very weird. It's really weird energy coming off Charlotte, but she does go to Carly, and Carly has to pull a no, no, baby, no, no. And Charlotte's like, damn it. But, Carly's like, yeah, I can't do that. That's just crazy. Um, Charlotte does tell Carly that Jason's back in town, and Carly has a mini crash out when she realizes he didn't come see her. He didn't call her. She's like, "What the hell? Like, he didn't call me. I get he wants to see his baby, but damn, I would have come to the boathouse. What the fuck?" But Charlotte's like, "Don't they look like they're having fun though? Like, you would have, came with your problems and talking about how Sonny doing the most and all that, and he just want to take his baby on a road trip." And she's like, "You know what? You right." You right. And she calms down. And so Charlotte kind of gets like, all right, Carly not gonna let me live here unless Lulu says it's okay. So she leaves to go stalk Geo. Because she got a little crush on Geo because like I said, we successfully bullied the show into moving away from Charlotte and Danny. So now she got a little crush on Geo, but the haters keep interrupting her, mainly her mother and Emma. And I kind of like that Emma is not dumb about this. Like, she's really like, that girl like you. Like, Gio, that girl 1000% likes you. But also, girl, watch her back because she's a Cassadine. She was out here putting snakes in purses as a child. And her mother, Lulu, did some sus ass shit with Dylan, your fucking great uncle, Geo. So like you gotta be careful with her. You gotta be careful with her. She got drug out things in her purse? Cause she can 1000% try and make it seem like you cheating on Geo and then she sleep with him, get pregnant. That's the storyline that she got in her. So you gotta be careful, Emma. But Lulu runs up on Charlotte and is like, "Can we talk about this?" And Charlotte's pretty much like, "No, bitch, I don't want to talk about this. I want to live with Carly." And Lulu's like, "Okay, girl, well, you can't live with Carly. I'm just gonna shoot that down right now." And Charlotte's like, "Then we don't have nothing to talk about, ho. Cause like, I don't wanna live with you. I don't wanna live with you." And Lulu's like, "All right, let me bounce, cause I really don't feel like crying in the middle of this pool while my daughter's telling me she don't wanna live with me." And she bounces. And then Charlotte talking to Gio was all like, "I think my mother hates me." Girl, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? You're the one pretty much telling her you hate her. Like, "I hate you, I will live with my dad." Like, that's what you're saying to her. And so it's very funny. They have a conversation. Lulu ends up going to see Anna, and she's supposed to be asking Anna if she's sane enough to be police commissioner. But she just ends up breaking down in the Jason Morgan Memorial interrogation room about how her daughter don't love her and how did Anna deal with that with Robin. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Charlotte and Robin are different beasts. Like, these are two different species. And Robin was pretty chill about everything. Like, anytime, like, she asked about Robin getting kidnapped, but it was really Anna getting kidnapped. That was really the big crux in their relationship. Anna having to pretend like she's not her mother for the first, like, 7 years of her life. Those things. So that would have been better to talk about. But Anna had to be like, "Girl, it gets better." Girl, it gets better. It gets better. Even though, like I said, Charlotte and Robin are not the same beast. Like Robin is a lot more understanding about that stuff, where Charlotte is really only understanding when it comes to her dad. And so I don't really know if Anna gave her good advice besides like, girl, it gets better. Which is probably the same fucking advice that Carly would give Lulu, like, girl, it gets better. Like me and Bobby used to fight, but then it got better. So Lulu's like, all right, let me go get my other child who does want to live with me, goes to the Quartermains, talks to Dante. Dante's like, he don't want to live with you either. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Best I could do is tell you that it's not your fault. It's not your fault. He just don't fuck with Charlotte. And Lulu's like, I don't give a fuck who he fucks with. That's his sister. They gotta talk to each other. They gotta work it out. And Dante's like, do they gotta work it out? Why don't you just let that little demon child live with her demon ass daddy? Like, what's the problem? Like she don't want to be with you. He does. He don't want to be with her. And so the problem seems to be her. So why don't you just let her go with her evil daddy and then your son can come home? What's the problem? And Lulu's like, that's my daughter. That's the problem. And I don't want her living with this fucking demon named Valentine. Like, what are we talking about? And Dante has to be like, girl, she's so close to being 18. She don't want to live with you. Like, you got to find a way to make this shit work. You got to find a way to make this shit work. And at the same time that that's happening, Valentine is at Laura's, at her office, and they immediately start dapping it up. Laura ain't never met a fucking criminal she didn't love. Like the best the best co-parenting situation Valentine ever been in was with Laura, to be honest. And he brings that up. Like, you and me, we were like a well-oiled machine. And it's really her that's getting in the way with that. So can you stop that? And Laura has to be like, pause. You undermine her all the time. Like, you understand her concerns about her daughter's safety around you, and then you act like she's a dumb bitch for saying it, even though you know it's true. And so I'll be there to, prop you up with Lulu, but you gotta prop Lulu up with Charlotte. And that's fair. That's fair. Like, stop acting like Lulu's out of pocket for being concerned. And so they make that little agreement, but because Lulu had just had this conversation with Dante, she ends up going to Carly's house because she know Valentine's there and telling him that she will allow him to have joint custody with her if he stops being unhoused. And that does not mean living with Carly. You have to have your own residence that's not with her. And so he decides that he's got to blackmail Brennan with that stupid box to get his money back, even though that box don't even matter. Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that because that box don't fucking matter, and we're gonna get into it. But he makes that decision even though there's a whole thing that's coming between Valentine and Carly. I'll get into it over at fucking Mob Hospital. But yeah, that's Charlotte's hospital. Let's go over to Rocco's hospital. Like I said, they both got their own hospital this week. I hate Rocco's hospital. I'm so irritated with Rocco's hospital. I needed to stop. Stop. Hopefully it's almost over. But all the stuff with Rocco shooting Big C is coming to a head. It's coming to a head. Pretty much all of the requisite hospitals that need to know that Rocco shot Big C are informed that that happened. So we got like Mob Hospital finding out Lulu went to see Sonny and Rick. Told them that Rocco shot Big C. First Rick was like, the fuck? But he was also talking about like, oh, there's family privilege, so you could tell me whatever you want. What the fuck is family privilege? What are you talking about? There's lawyer like privilege and then there's not lawyer privilege. But he was like, this is some family privilege, so just tell me what's up. And she's like, yeah, Rocco shot Big C, but Jason took the fall and Dante got rid of the evidence. And so Rick and Sonny are like, what's the problem? Jason took the fall, Dante got rid of the evidence. We good. We're good. Like, we move on. We move on. Like, I'm sure Rocco had his reasons. But they're talking about that. Then you got Laura going to see Anna just to be like, hey girl, welcome back to work. And she's knee deep looking into who shot Big C. She's like, where that shit at? Where's the information about it? Why is it not where it needs to be? And so Laura starts panicking because she knows that Rocco did it. And so all these people start to converge because Anna's now looking into shit. Like, first you get Sonny going to see Rocco, and Sonny's like, listen, when you shoot somebody, you come to mob hospital. All right. You don't go to your mom. You don't go to your dad. You go to Grandpa Sonny because I am mob hospital and I'm going to help you out. And Sonny kind of gave that warning to everybody. He's like, why am I the last person to find out that my grandson was shooting people in these streets? I need to be the first call y'all making, all right? This is Mob Hospital, and I am Mob Hospital. I'm the president and CEO of Mob Hospital. I should not be the last to know that my grandson's out here catching bodies. What's going on? And everybody has to be like, that's our bad. That's our bad. We should have called you. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. We knew had we called you, the storyline would have come to a conclusion 3 months earlier than the writers wanted it to. And so we could not do that. But that you are 1000% right. We should be coming to Mob Hospital anytime Mob Hospital shenanigans are afoot. And so we had that conversation. We also have Dante going to see Laura because Laura is like, Dante, Anna's looking into that shooting. You might want to talk to Anna because it's about to get messy, honey. Like, she's a raven and she gonna get to the bottom of that. And so Dante heads to the PCPD. Then Sonny goes to see Laura to be like, our grandson shot somebody, nobody told me. Like, we gonna have to help him get through it. Like, we were out here catching bodies at that age too. And so you and me gonna have to get through it. And that's why I need you to be honest with me when mob hospital shenanigans are afoot. Like, we're a team, Laura, and so we need to team up and we need to talk about these things. She was like, yes, you're right. My bad. That's my bad. That's 100% on me. I should have told you, but like the other said, if we had told you, the story would have ended too soon, and so we couldn't tell you. Then Dante goes to see Anna and covertly tells her that Rocco is the one who shot Big C. Like, yeah, that evidence is gone, girl. It's not ever coming back. It's gone forever. And she was like, that seems messy. That seems messy. You're not messy, Dante. He's like, I'm 1000% not messy. I'm very intentional in the things that I do. She says, cool, great. Thank you for telling me, bro. Thank you for telling me. Case closed. Case closed. Because she immediately knows that it was Rocco. Like, that's the only person. Like, she's telling Ghost Peter, like, clearly he's protecting Rocco and fuck Big C. He locked me in the Anna Duvain Memorial Dungeon under fucking Windermere and then sent me to a French loony bin. Fuck him. Obviously, that little boy deserved to shoot him. And so that shit's closed as far as we know. But there is a chance that like Brennan could blow people's spots up because Danny snitched to him. Because we had a whole scene where Jason was telling Rocco that Danny shouldn't have snitched. Like, that's not the mob hospital way. I was very disappointed in that. I couldn't believe he did that. Like, I understand that he wanted to get me out, but that's not how we do things in mob hospital. That's some whack ass spy hospital shit. Maybe it's because he's around Britt too much and she was deep in spy hospital. I don't know. But it's definitely some law and order hospital shit. So maybe being raised by Dante for that little bit of time when Sante was happening, that's why he started doing that shit. Like, I don't know why he was out here snitching like that. But it's not like him and it's not like us. That's not what we do. You're a hero. You were out here going against the law like a true mob hospital soldier. I love that for you. It was a wax scene to me. I kind of hated it. I kind of hated it. And I don't like the framing that Danny's in the wrong for trying to get his dad back. That like, ooh, in mob hospital, we don't snitch. We snitch all the time in mob hospital. What are we fucking talking about? Like, Sonny loves to snitch. He's literally gonna ask Horny DA to make us some charges on Valentine this week. Like, we love snitching. He banging the actual law right now, but now Danny's wrong for snitching. All right, whatever. But that's Rocco's hospital. Jason was out here like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, Rocco. It's not your fault. And so that's Rocco's hospital. Let's go over to Law and Order Hospital. Like I said, the Rocco portion of that is pretty much closed, but the Whitey's African Warlord portion of it is not closed. Like, we're deep in that. And so Molly is prosecuting Whitey's African Warlord because Horny DA can't prosecute her own husband. And so she's asking all the questions to Laura and Creepy Council Person. Now, Creepy Council Person, Laura's out here like, I'll answer any question you want. But, like, would you answer the question about you being framed for Kane from Y&R's murder? I bet not. But she's like, I answer any question you want. Creepy Council Person, on the other hand, he's freaking out. He's freaking out because, like, he was out here doing the most. Like, he was doing the most. I assume all that Whitey's African warlord had on him was that he gets prostitutes, but like I feel like every politician gets prostitutes. Like, is that even really a disqualifying thing anymore? But he was doing all these things just to make sure no one found out about all the random sex workers that he was with. And so he's freaking out. And Laura's like, don't even trip, babes. Don't even trip. We're gonna get you immunity. Like, you were doing corruption with me, and corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad when I'm not involved. But if I am involved, I'll defend it. I'll defend it. And so the creepy council person and Laura like literally dabbing it up by the end. They're just like dabbing it up. Yeah, we did it. We out that man's orbit. We in the clear. Let's go run this town. But put a pin in creepy council person talking to the PCPD. We're gonna come back to that. All right, put a pin in that because I didn't even think about this until it came up our Friday's episode. But put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to that. But Anna's back at work, and so she's trying to get her feet back in the game. She's shadowing Dante for some reason. I'm like, why she need to shadow Dante for a job she had like before he was in on the show? But whatever. She's shadowing Dante, and she's like, "Ooh, I don't know. I might need an extra week." And Dante is like, "Girl, I am on my knees begging you to take this fucking job back. I fucking hate this job. I have had to deal with so much bullshit since I became commissioner. I pray for the day I'm a detective again. I hate bureaucracy. I'm done with it." And so Anna's like, we'll see. Dante is willing to be her fucking life coach to get her back in this job. He's like, girl, tell me what you need from me. You need someone to talk to? You need someone to hold your hand? You need someone to dap up? Because that's me. Because I don't want to have this job anymore. I hate it. I hate it, Anna. You got to take it back. And so she's like, okay, let me see what I could do. Let me see what I could do. Later on, she's once again trying to figure out the big C case. Brennan comes in, and it's pretty much like, I know who shot him, and I'm not going to tell you. I know who shot him. I'm not going to tell you. What's the problem? What's your problem? Then why are you here? Like, why are you here? If you're not gonna fucking tell me anything. Like, Ghost Peter August had enough of that man. But Britt makes it very clear, not Britt, sorry, Anna. Anna makes it very clear that her target is Britt. This is why I had to bring last week back up. Because like crazy Peter August is literally in her mind telling her that Faison and all of his children are bad and they need to be like taken care of. And so she ends up calling Chasen, reading his ass for fills because Anna's the one who put that Willow case together, not Dante. And he's like, yeah, well, I did what I did, and I'm not taking it back. Like, I'm not apologizing on it. And Anna's like, all right, fine, whatever. I need you to go stalk Brit. Yeah. Yeah. If you go stalk Brit and you find me some shit on that bitch, then I will let you be a detective again. Chase is like, say less. Say less. And so he goes to do that. He passes Dante on Dante's way in to tell Anna about the big C shooting. After they, converge on that, Anna's like, so I'm going to let Chase be a detective again because I'm doing a whole ass reset from when I went to the French loony bin. And so I need you to be nice to him because he, in the quiet part, because she's not saying the quiet part out loud, but she's essentially telling Dante he got to be nice to him because she using him to go kill Britt. Yeah, yeah, because this 1000% ends with her trying to kill Britt. Does she succeed? No. No, I don't think she succeeds. But I'm pretty sure she's like, her crazed Peter August mind is telling her she got to go kill Britt. 1000%. And so she's like, I'm making Chase a detective again. He's going to help me kill Britt. So you got to be nice to Chase, Dante. And so Dante's like, okay, whatever. He finds out that creepy council person narked on Willow. Yeah. Yeah. Because he was in the inner sanctum of all that shit. And he was like, yeah, he had that bitch under his thumb too. And so Dante goes to Chase, like, look, we're gonna be partners again, so we gotta trust each other. And so I'm giving you the option to bring Willow in. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it and no one's going to judge you. But I want you to know that she has been implicated with Whitey's African warlord and the horny DA want her ass in like yesterday. And so do you want to bring her in or should I bring her in? And Chase decides to bring her in. Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that. And so let's go over to Mob Hospital really quick. And so Brick runs up on Valentine because Sunny's crashing out because Sunny's and Valentine are together. And so Brick, he runs up on Valentine on the basketball court, pretty much tries to like scare him away. Valentine's like, I used to be a whole ass terrorist, bruh. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about you, and I'm not worried about Sunny. Tell Sunny to take this L and to hold on to it, because he gonna need it for a minute. Brick said bet. Bet. Leaves, goes to like Google search Valentine on, the evil web, gets all of his tea, puts it on a thumb drive, and gives it to Carly. It's just like, this is everything he's ever done. And when you want to get rid of him, here's how you do it. She keeps it and she doesn't tell Valentine about it. I will say I like that it was like a whole songbird ass scene that like proves me right about Carly being a songbird, because she was literally like, he risked everything for me. I don't care what he did before me. Like, yes, he tried to poison me, but he was trying to poison Brennan, so I'm not even counting it against them. And he's a good man, Savannah. Like, and Brick's like, sure, whatever. But once he stops being a good man, if you want to get rid of him, this is how you do it. Here you go. And so she got this like freaking Chekhov's flash drive in her freaking drawer that's gonna be the thing that comes between not only her and Valentine, but her and Lulu, because whatever's on that flash drive, it means Carly knew it from jump. Even though she didn't choose to look at it, it means she knew it from jump, and she didn't tell Lulu that like he's out here putting her daughter in danger. And so this is about to be the future plot, unless they forget it. Unless they forget it, and then never mind. Who cares? I'm just like speculation of what could happen. Um, but we also have Sunny asking the horny DA asking the freaking horny DA to do some like makeup charges on Valentine to get him away from his ex-wife and bottom bitch Carly. I was screaming. And she got mad too, rightfully so. He talked her back. He was like, no, 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 no. It's about Donna. It's about Donna. Girl, you're smarter than this. You're smarter than this. And it's about time that the horny DA learned the Sunny Corinthos baby mama extended universe and its pecking order, to be honest. Because Carly is the bottom bitch. She is the number one in the pecking order. Like, Ava can date Sidwell for months and months and months. Alexis can marry fucking Julian, but Carly is not allowed to date one of Sunny's ops. That is unacceptable behavior as the bottom bitch, and he's not looking to replace her as the bottom bitch. Like, you would think she does something fucked up like this, and then he just replaces her in the pecking order. Nope. Other people get replaced in the pecking order. Alexis and Olivia switch places in that pecking order all the time. Like, if he's beefing with Alexis, she's 3. If he's not beefing with Alexis, but he needs something from her, she becomes 2. And so, but Carly always stays number 1. And so, rather than move her down in the pecking order, he's just going to be messy as fuck, which includes getting his own girlfriend involved. Because when the bottom bitch is doing something, all the other hoes in Sunny's orbit, other baby mamas, girlfriends, daughter-in-laws, etc., they got to team up like the fucking Avengers to help him save her. It's so funny. And she's just out here doing it. She's out here doing it, like, under the stupid guise that, well, it's about Donna. Sure. Sure. Like, she about to switch from being a goddamn roadrunner to a goddamn dodo bird. Because what are you talking about? What do you mean it's about Donna? But that's pretty much what's happening. We got this like Chekhov's flash drive that can destroy Valentine and Carly's relationship, but also destroy Carly and Lulu's relationship by virtue of her having it. And then we got the horny DA who's now being used as a tool for Sunny to be involved in Carly's love life. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't ask for a better storyline. I love when Sunny gets all hung up about who Carly's fucking. And I didn't get that with Brennan, and I didn't get that with Drew, because, like, he doesn't care about those people. Like, Drew and Brennan weren't important enough to hate. But Valentine? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so let's move on to the final story. And it is, of course, Delusional Hospital. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. Here's the thing, the show is really good at gagging us, but like if you think about the gag for more than 5 minutes, you're kind of like, why did she do that? And I'll get into that at the end. But like, let's get there first. So on Monday's episode, we learned that I mean we knew this from Friday's episode, but Nina and Brennan banged. They had some back and forth about that, but it seems like they're about to be the new couple, which great. That's a containment ship for me, so I don't care about that. But they banged. Willow then takes Scout over to Monica's hospital, which is the name for the Quartermain Mansion from now on, because she wants to introduce everybody to New Scout. Like this is New Scout. We saw her as Scout. This is New Scout. New Scout wants to use the Monica Hospital side of the lake to practice for her swim meet. Tracy's like, okay, what's the problem with that, girl? You can do that anytime you want. Like this your house. Like you a Quartermain, so you come anytime you want. You don't need to bring that raggedy bitch to this house. Like, we got cars, girl. We can come pick you up. We got Uber. We got all sorts of things. Why I gotta see that girl? Because the second Tracy saw Willow, she let Willow know, like, bitch, you can catch these hands. You can catch these hands. Like, you're not gonna lie on me. If you tell Chase that I put hands on you, I'm gonna put fucking hands on you, bitch. And Willow's like, no, 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 no. I'm just here for Scout. And then she runs off, start popping her pussy for fucking Chase. We'll get back to that. But Scout is like, I really want my dad to come see me swim because I learned how to swim from him. He was a Navy SEAL. A lot of talk about Drew being a Navy SEAL. He doesn't even remember that. Does he remember that? Like, they've never clarified whether or not Drew got his OG memories back, but they always want to talk about him being a Navy SEAL and that's why he's good at swimming. What about Sam? She was a salvage diver. That was a major part of her storyline. That's how she came to town. And so, okay, whatever. But Tracy folds because she's a softie at heart. Um, she's like, yeah, you could bring Willow and Drew to the boathouse and that's it. I don't want to see them on any other part of this property. They go to that boathouse and they fucking bounce. And then she's like, thank you, girl. Can you give me some money too for this charity? Because it's for charity. And Tracy's like, yeah, girl. Charity. Yay. Also, just a side note, because I don't know if I brought it up, but Maxie sold her shares of Deception to Michael, and Tracy and Lucy freaking out about that. They're freaking out about that. But what can they do? What can they do? But Tracy allows Scout to bring Drew and Willow to the Monica's hospital boathouse, which is bad news for Willow because Willow was hoping Tracy would say no so she didn't have to do that. But before we go to that, let me say, because I told you I was going to criticize Scout's story, this is my point. Girl did an excellent job. But if we're aging up the character because we want to use her in a more grown up way, then why not have her more cognizant of why Drew and Willow wouldn't be allowed at this house? Like, she was really like, why wouldn't Willow be here? She's my stepmother. You understand that Willow did all these things, cheated on Michael, destroyed this fucking family to an extent. That's something that actually happened, girl. Just because it didn't affect you doesn't mean that it didn't happen. And it did affect you because that's the main reason you can't see your brother. Because they don't support that. And so to punish Jason, he kept you and Danny apart. And so acting real willfully obtuse, like you don't remember that your dad tried to have all your ancestors dug up and thrown in a trash heap. He tried to buy the fucking house, throw the entire family out the house. Like, let's be so fucking serious about like what you're asking. And like, let's not pretend this is some baby lake that the Quartermains have complete control over. This is Lake Ontario we're talking about. There's plenty of places in Lake Ontario for you to swim a mile and have this man posted up that's not at the Quartermain Mansion. And so that was my main problem with the story. They like literally had Scout say some shit like, well, they've always been so nice to me. That is the height of self-centered behavior. Like, what do you mean they've always been so nice to you? They tried to dig up Tracy's dead parents and put their bodies on a trash heap, and that's why she don't want them in her house. But whatever, you know what? Tracy is a softie. Scout, I understand that they're clearly having Scout be pro Drillo, so when the tea comes out about Willow, she could be mad as hell. I'm very aware of that. I just hate how we're the route we're taking to get there. That was my main criticism that I made on Twitter that like led somebody to be like, you hate all children actors and you're fucking rude. It was wild. But besides that, like I said, Scout's doing a really, really good job. But Tracy agrees to let them two delusional hoes come be at Monica's hospital for Scout. While Scout is having this conversation with Tracy, Willow is at the mansion asking Chase to go to DC with her to help her read a bill or some shit. Girl, you would know more about bills than this man. This man is a beat cop. Why the hell would he know how to read the legalese in the fucking bill? Why don't you get a lawyer to help you read that? What are you talking about? But luckily Chase is like, no, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Like, nah, girl, that's crazy. I gotta focus on my wife and my child. Like, I'm not trying to be out here with you. And so, thank God for that. Thank God for small favors when it comes to Chase. But Willow's like, cool, whatever. And then so later on in the week, Scout ends up bringing Drew, Willow, and Nina to Monica's hospital to watch her swim, and immediately is greeted by Michael and Alexis, who are there to essentially talk shit about Drew to his face. This made me mad because they were acting like Michael and Alexis were going to be like taking notes or like sharing notes with each other about the shit they know about Willow and Drew, and they did not. They literally just talk shit about Drew in his fucking face. But they're there. Willow and Nina start freaking out because they were like, oh my God. Nina's like, you can leave if you want to leave and I'll just stay. And Willow's like, no, 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 no. I gotta stay because Drew's coming out of this and we gotta make sure he don't do anything stupid. All of a sudden, Willow's like, where's the WSB stuff? Where's the tea? Like, I need Brennan to come through. Nina starts defending Brennan hard. Like, he's been good to us. So he does stuff for us and he's getting sonar technology. He's doing all the things. And Willow clocks that Nina clearly fucked Brennan. And she's not happy. She's like, girl, on the clock? You were fucking him on my time? Like, what the hell? And Nina was like, girl, not all my time is your time, okay? I was off the clock when I fucked him. I'm sorry, girl. We got drunk. We were going through a lot. Like, it happened. But that's why I know he's down for us because he bent me over. Willow said, you know how many times I've been bent over by men who screwed me over? 3 times, which doesn't seem like a lot, but damn. And so, what the fuck? And so they're arguing. Jason and Danny show up. Jason and Danny show up. And so Jason trying to talk to Willow, like obviously about Danny and Scout's situation because she's the main person. And Willow's like, no, 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 I can't talk to you right now. Maybe I'll talk to you next week. But I gotta go hit up the WSB. I got Congresswoman things to do. I gotta go. Runs away. Runs away. Jason tries to dap up Drew, like, listen, you are locked in. I just got out of an Indonesian gulag. Maybe we could just start over. Cause like I've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. We all been through a lot. Drew is. I don't really know what his response was. Like, I think there was a blink, but who knows with him. But then Jason goes off to like dap it up with Rocco, and so now it's Drew, Scout, and Danny. And Scout and Danny try to talk to Drew, like, listen, we love each other, and like Danny would never try to hurt me. They have a little moment where Danny's like, fuck this dude, and Scout's like, that's my daddy, and but they make up. But then they end up calling Alexis because they realize that Alexis doesn't know that Danny's back. And so they end up leaving to go see Alexis. So now it's just Nina and Drew. And so Willow had gone back to her office because I don't know if she thinks the phone call coming from her office is more official, but she goes to her office and Liz shows up because Liz realizes that Willow will not sign Drew up for the like eye reading thing so he can finally speak. And so she goes to spin the block on her, like, why aren't you doing that? And Willow's trying to like give excuses and do all that, but Liz is looking at her like, okay, girl, like, why wouldn't you want to help this man? Like, what about his daughter? What about other things? Like, just because you don't want to talk to him doesn't mean other people don't want to talk to him. Or are you afraid of what he'll say? And at that point, I was like, Liz, girl, you are in danger. Like, what are we doing, Liz? Like, come on now, girl, get out of there. Like, she's evil. You can't figure this out yet? But, Willow is able to, bat her eyes and get out of it. At least get Liz out the fucking room. And that's where she gets the call from Brennan. Now, Brandon had called Britt in and had Jocelyn with an ugly pantsuit. This pantsuit was ugly. I'm so sorry. Because Eden McCoy is a very beautiful girl. I don't know why they had her in this pantsuit. She looked like Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality before Michael Caine got a hold of her. That's what she looked like. Like, she looked like she was going through it. I said, no, girl. Like, even the ponytail was struggling. I said, not this sad girl ponytail. Like, what's going on? But Brennan had called Britt in to be like, do you know where this black box is? And Britt was like, no, no, I don't know anything about no damn black box. And now I'm late for work. Like, what the fuck is this? And she leaves. And then he starts questioning Joss, like, do you know where the black box is? Did you see it? You were at Windermere. What about this black box? Joss is like, pause. Whose black box is this? Is this the WSB's black box or is this your black box? Because I remember seeing you as the black box. Did you lose your box, bruh? Brennan is a dud. Brennan's a dud. He needs to have a broom in his hand. I don't understand why he's allowed to sit behind that desk. Why is he not a janitor? I'm confused every day. And why does Josh still work for him? Girl, if you don't take this ill-fitting pantsuit off and go get you a job at the PCPD right fucking now, I don't know what to tell you. Why are you doing this? Like, this is a terrible fucking job. He's a terrible fucking mentor. Like, I wouldn't even want him to mentor people sweeping up. No, like you sweep up, and then when we need to train a new janitor, I will handle that. And so Brennan's a dud, and he calls Willow like, "Hey, girl, I don't have the box. Like, I don't have the tea. So the best I could do is I could get you and your kids out of the country, get you new identities, and that will hide you from Mob Hospital." I said, "Pause. You think anything would stop Mob Hospital from getting kids back? And do you think that Mob Hospital is the only hospital you woken up? If you were to do that?" Like, first of all, let me list out people. So we got Mob Hospital. We got all of Mob Hospital who would activate immediately and unleash a beast so fierce it will destroy the pride of anybody who gets in their way. That's just Mob Hospital. Jocelyn is a part of Spy Hospital, and you would have gotten her activated because those are her niece and nephew. And so now she on your ass. You would have gotten Law and Order Hospital activated because Michael is Dante's favorite sibling. And so he would 1000% be active. We go in there. Like, we go get them children back. We go get them children back. Freaking Monica's hospital active. Tracy would become activated immediately. Immediately. And you would have Delusional Hospital after you because Drew's gonna get out this chair. And like I said last week, that man's freaking theme song is Knuck If You Buck. And so he's not gonna stop until he doing push-ups on your face. Like, until he got you in a headlock, put you in Pentonville personally for doing that to him. And so that's not the only hospital you'd have to worry about. Like, 90% of the cast would unify like the fucking Avengers to get them children back. And so Brennan not really thinking. Like, Brennan got delusions of grandeur. Like, you got punked by the whole WSB, had people doing whole terrorism and making weapons of mass destruction under your nose. Valentine was staying at your girl's house while you were still fucking her. But I'm supposed to believe that you could pull one over on Mob Hospital, Law and Order Hospital, and Monica's hospital? No. No. Absolutely not. But he gives her that option. And so Willow is like, "Hey Nina, the game is got. We ain't got it. We gotta go. You can go with us if you want, but you don't have to." Remember, Nina had offered to get Willow and them kids out of town to do all these things. But Willow said no because Mob Hospital's gonna come after us. Now they have some type of reassurance. Is it good reassurance? No. But some type of reassurance that they will have like some type of safety before, like when they leave. Instead of taking that offer, freaking Nina decides to yeet Drew into the fucking lake. Now Drew didn't help himself because like right before she did it, he like whispered in her ear like, "I'ma get you, bitch," and then she yeeted him in the lake. But that don't even matter because at the same time that she's yeeting his ass in the fucking lake, here comes Chase to bring Willow in to the PCPD because creepy council person narked on her ass. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what happened this week. It's so crazy. Like they've been bending over backwards trying to get this goddamn box. Which, by the way, Valentine shows up as Willow is getting called into the PCPD. Just to end this on the right note, Valentine shows up to Brennan's office like, "I got your box, and I'll give it back to you if you give me my money back. Like y'all thought you were real cute, taking all my money, making me an unhoused person. We're not gonna do that. If you want your box back, you don't give me my shit back." And so we got Nina yeeting Drew into the fucking lake. I swear to God, he about to swim it through that lake like a dolphin. He gonna turn into a merman right in front of her eyes. I saw like the preview for Monday where she's like, "No, no, no." That's because he turned into a whole ass merman in her fucking face. I bet. I bet. And then you have Willow getting pulled in by the PCPD. Chase is there. She's literally like, "Just let me go. Just say you didn't find me." Chase, if you don't realize this bitch is sus at this point, like if you don't see what everybody else has been seeing all this time, you're a lost cause. You're a lost cause. And now we have Valentine sitting in Brenna's office talking about, "If you give me my money back, I'll give you this fucking tea back." That's where this week ended. And so thank you for listening. If you like this, feel free to like, subscribe, tell people about it, do all the things. But I will see you next week. Bye.